he's been doing, he is one of those guys that where he wants to go at you, and I've been a big-time fan of Zhaire Smith. He is one of those guys that can come out, defend, make plays, and he's a super athlete.
He certainly is, and obviously a first-round pick involved in that Mikal Bridges trade that created a lot of buzz on draft night. And Furkan Korkmaz, we talked about it, dropping 40 on Friday with 8 threes. But Smitty on Saturday plummeted back to earth, had 4 points, missed all 7 of his three-point attempts. So maybe he's somewhere in between as we get back to action here on Monday.
He's just asking Rick, please just talk about the 40. That's all he wants to talk about, and was he fantastic. Pump fakes, slash, and move without it. He put on a show.
Indeed he did, and we are underway. 76ers and Wizards. And Thomas Bryant. As you can see, the starting lineup here: Brown Jr., Thomas Bryant, Chris Chiozza, Devin Robinson, and Scrub, who Smitty has yet to make a shot in the Vegas Summer League. And for Philadelphia, their starting lineup: Bolden, Jackson, Korkmaz, Oliver, and Zhaire Smith. Now, I love Summer League history, and we're going to show you in a moment, you know, who were the highest scorers all time in the Summer League. I'll give you a hint. The top 2 played at one point for the Golden State Warriors. So we'll fire up that history for you in a little bit as we settle in. And here it is right now. You can get somebody on a bar stool with this one. Who scored the most points in the history of the Las Vegas Summer League? The answer is Georgia Tech product Anthony Morrow with the Warriors in 09. Randolph with the Warriors had 42 in 09. And then a couple of blasts from the past names. Vaughn Wafer dropped 42 in 07. And Marcus Banks out of UNLV dropped 42 in 07.
Yeah, Marcus Banks was saying, I'm at home. I played here, and when you see Robinson knock down that shot. And I remember that game from Anthony Morrow. We've been doing Summer League for so long, Rick. We got a chance to see Anthony Morrow, who could flat out shoot the basketball with the Warriors, put up some huge numbers.
And there is Korkmaz. So if you're his agent, you just want that graphic shown, right? The one with the 40, the 8 threes, and just leave that one up, right?
Yes. What's happening right here, Rick? Looks like technical foul was called early.
Very early. It's spicy already. That Tech called on Jonah Bolden, draft pick to the Sixers a year ago, and Devin Robinson hits the free throw. So that is the head coach of the Philadelphia Summer League team, Kevin Young. Ryan Richmond coaching the Wizards here in Las Vegas. And Devin Robinson, he's long, he's mature at 23, and having a good Summer League.
Very nice Summer League. 6'8", 23 years old, out of Florida. Split some time in the G League between Delaware and Westchester.
Here's Korkmaz driving, scooping, wild attempt off, and gobbled up by Thomas Bryant.
Thomas Bryant has some skills. He can handle it and shoot the 3.
Between the legs, stop and pop 3 comes out. And a foul there on Washington will send Philadelphia to the line. And we'll get free throws here from Jonah Bolden. Jonah Bolden was the 36th overall selection in the 2017 draft to the 76ers. He's averaging 5.5 points and 5 rebounds.
Hey, Rick, you talk about Bolden right there. His father, Bruce Bolden, played in Europe and Australia, and once shot a hilarious ad going one-on-one with Larry Johnson, Grandmama. Not the actual real Grandmama. It was actually a poster cutout.
Okay.
But it's funny if
you got me on that one, bro.
Hey, if you can find it on YouTube, it's on there. You can see it. I laughed at it a couple of times.
Will Parrish with us as well. Great stuff, Will. I always love the Grandmama reference. Larry Johnson, one of my faves from that era for sure.
Wait. Did he just try to throw it onto glass like LeBron?
Chiozza
Chiozza standing About what, 6 feet, 5'11"?
I think, you know, they do magic tricks out here in Las Vegas, right? You got Copperfield, you got all these magicians, so I think he was trying to do some of that.
We saw Jordan Bell attempt that earlier in the California Classic. It didn't work out well for him either.
Still scoreless. Philip Scrubb still not been able to knock down a shot.
Here's Korkmaz, no.
Korkmaz had 40 big ones, though.
Troy Brown Jr. weaving, shooting,
nice.
And he got the hop. The rookie out of Oregon.
I like him. Averaged about 11 points at Oregon. Give you about 6 rebounds, 3 assists, 6'7". He's just 18 years old, Rick.
Here's Oliver. And Korkmaz with a nice rebound. And another miss for Philadelphia. That was Zaire Smith offering from the baseline. Troy Brown Jr. spinning. Well defended there, but fouled. That foul on Demetrius Jackson.
Look at this, Rick. Chris Chiozza trying to throw it off the glass with his left hand.
What was he going to do? Catch it and do like a windmill layup? Was he going to do a Rod Strickland or a Kyrie Irving on that?
He's just going to catch it and bring it back out and dribble it.
I've been told by our producer Eric Lilly, we have Rod Strickland at the top of the second quarter.
We got
How
Rod.
about that? We get Strick over here.
He's right here.
Washington with an 8-2 lead. Korkmaz driving on Devin Robinson.
Ooh.
Here's Chiozza. Shovels to Robinson. He had Menace in
Nice.
mind, and he lays it in with the left hand.
Here's Chiozza, understands the point guard position, gave it to him on the right time. Spoon fed him, and Robinson finishes with a left-hand play.
Jonah Bolden off the heel and rebounded by Devin Robinson. Sixers are 0 of 9. Chiozza with a brick. And Demetrius Jackson shoves him and tells Chiozza, get off me. A couple of very competitive point guards right there.
Right now for the Philadelphia 76ers, they got to find a way to run some offense, try to get Zaire Smith a couple more touches. And if as a coaching staff in the summer league, he must touch it a little bit more.
So it's all Washington early on, and it's Chiozza shoveling to Robinson.
A good job getting it to him and finishing. Yeah, it's good size, Robinson, and that's a nice finish. The Wizards are up by 8.
Get up! This is where a kid fell down and a champion got out.
This is where shoes to fill became footsteps to follow.
The Golden State Warriors select Stephen Curry.
This is where ego was laid to rest. And humility rose in its place. But my mind is where every challenge I've ever faced has been won or lost.
Get ready for an all-new Auto Trader. Search with all-new speed. Shop with all-new control. Now with the power of Kelley Blue Book Price Advisor on Auto Trader, so you'll know the price is fair. Supercharge your search and find your next car faster than ever. Shop all the cars like never before with the all-new Auto Trader.
At Wingstop, we don't just make wings. We make wings worth obsessing over. Because every order is made fresh. We don't start till you say go. Just like we've been doing for more than 20 years. We make it our way. And in doing so, make it irresistible. Wingstop, the wing experts. Try the Bringin' It Boneless Bundle. Just $16.99 for a limited time.
course, it's the MGM Resorts Summer League right now. You have the Wizards up 10-2 against the 76ers. So a little quick nugget as far as we're talking about Troy Brown, the first-round draft pick. He is a Las Vegas native, went to Centennial High School. That's the Bulldogs. And he's been compared to Andre Iguodala because he has the ability to facilitate the offense from the wing position. And basketball runs in the family. His sister Jada played at Kansas. So, Smitty, I bring this to you. As far as looking at the Wizards and the way the roster is currently constructed, how can he potentially help them during the regular season?
Well, I think you said it best. Anytime you compare it to a guy like Andre Iguodala, that means you have a lot of tools in your toolbox. And I think for him is he has that perfect size of 6'7". He's only 18 years old. Pretty good size, 215 pounds. He's running the point right now, coming off screens and trying to make plays. He can do a little bit of everything. There's always a position role for somebody on the team that can come in and just fill the gaps and fill the holes that's needed.
Foul on Philadelphia as they have finally gotten off of 2 points, and Washington currently doubling them up. So, Smitty, you've got Beal. You've got Rivers coming over in the Gortat trade. Meeks still under contract. Otto Porter Jr., Kelly Oubre. Now you add Troy Brown Jr. He's one of 6 wings that the Washington Wizards have. So how does he fit into that rotation? Does he even play very much as a rookie?
Well, he might not. I mean, obviously, it's a long season. He'll probably get a lot of time in the G League, but could get called up at times. And for him, his most important right now is to get comfortable now. Wow, big fella. Nice dunk.
That was Norvel Pell.
In Antigua. But for him, it's just to keep playing hard, and hopefully in training camp and also in summer league, you can impress this coaching staff where Mike can get in his rotation. But like you said, they have a lot of wings.
You said from Antigua?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, Antigua.
That's where my wife and I had our honeymoon.
Oh, okay.
In Antigua. Antigua's beautiful.
I see that spark. I'm like, whoa, did I get it wrong? But
no.
You're
taking me back.
I got to call the wife and see what happened.
Back to my honeymoon.
Man, honeymoon.
Back in Antigua.
Hey, Ro, you see the
smiles?
I want to
go back.
Definitely saw the smile on that. I felt it. I didn't even have to look at Rick. I could feel the smile on his face.
I don't know about. I love the Caribbean. I don't know about you guys. My favorite place to go on vacation. You had me at the Caribbean. Whoa, that was a major air ball off there by Chris McCullough.
Somebody left the door open, Smitty. Is that what happened?
Yeah, came in, Chris McCullough got himself, trying to get into a little rhythm, want to try to get something going to the basket first. Nice pass. Thomas Bryant can really shoot the three. He hasn't knocked down these two, but pretty good form and a big fella on his jump shot.
Chiozza had Bryant on a roll. Bryant slightly frustrated that he wasn't able to find him. And that was a wide right offering there by Scrubs. Shooting has, well, let's just put it this way. These players are just settling in right now. We have 17 points total in about 5.5 minutes of play. And Booker into the game for Philly. But it was 10-2 to start, Smitty, and it's been a 5-0 run here by Philadelphia. 10 on the shot clock for Chiozza. Trying to get by the big man, Norvel Pell, down to 4, down to 3. Step back 3 is good for Chris Chiozza.
Nice job by Chiozza breaking him down. Pell did a nice job of staying in front.
Here's Zaire Smith, slipped. And this is Chris McCullough, and it's knocked out of bounds, I believe, last touch by Devin Robinson. That should be, looked like it was going to be Philly ball there, but we'll keep it right here.
Just watch Chris. And look at Norvel slide his feet. Big fella, 6'11", gets a 6 feet point guard, doing a nice job. His teammate is clapping, and they said, Chris said, take this 3 with all that sliding.
Chiozza puts the Wizards up 6. Zaire Smith out of the game for Philadelphia. Pell down to 3 on the shot clock. Hands off to Booker. This is going to be a shot clock violation as the air ball thrown up there at the last moment. So it'll go over to the Washington Wizards. 3:46 to go in this first quarter. Tons more ball to come after this. Leave the remote control right where it is.
Do you like what the Philadelphia 76ers did in the draft, Rick? I know Landry.
I will just say
he's not
this.
playing right now because of the injury.
I'm a big fan of Landry Shamet, the rookie out of Wichita State. Combo guard, really can shoot the three. He was the 26th overall pick. Will not play. He's been shut with a sprained ankle. It's McCullough scores, but been shut down with a sprained ankle that he suffered on Friday. I will just say this, and I'll drop it off to you for deeper analysis. I had a higher draft grade on Mikal Bridges than I did on Zaire Smith.
Yes.
So I'll leave it at that.
I totally agree. Zaire Smith is one of those players you can see has the potential, but is more down the road. I thought Mikal Bridges
Devin Robinson with a big jam.
Was a kid that was ready to play more than Zaire Smith right now. Also being a kid from Villanova, I thought that was just a perfect match. Mom worked with the Philadelphia 76ers. He gets that call, and when the business of basketball kicks in, he got traded.
No question. Nice bucket on the fast break by Aaron Harrison. And of course, it's you said business of basketball. It's not personal. Philly did what they had to do. And oh, by the way, they gained a future first-round pick for their trouble with the swap of, Zaire Smith comes over with a future first, and Mikal Bridges goes to the Phoenix Suns, obviously with DeAndre Ayton. And I've heard comparisons of Mikal Bridges to Trevor Ariza. Do you agree with those comparisons?
Well, that's not a bad comparison. Anytime Trevor Ariza has been in this league a long time, but I see Mikal Bridges a total different body style and play on the offensive end, but on the defensive end, I can see the similarities.
Norvel Pelle shaken up behind the play, and a timeout on the floor with the Wizards having an 8-point lead here, 2:06 to go in the first quarter.
Find the remote yet?
Nah. Oh, honey, look, your old portable CD player.
Oh, wow.
Hey, my high school retainer.
Oh, don't.
What?
It's early 90s sitcom star Dave Coulier.
Cut it out! What year is it?
As long as stuff gets lost in the couch, you can count on Geico saving folks money. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
To enjoy Jack Daniel's honey, you don't have to be a whiskey drinker.
You don't have to know we've been doing this for over 150 years.
And you don't need to know that we use real honey from real bees.
You just need a friendly introduction.
The Wizards leading the 76ers 19-11 in a grimy first quarter, and the Summer League action continues tonight in Vegas on ESPN2 and the ESPN app. It'll be the Hornets and Celtics at 7 p.m. Eastern on the Deuce, and then on ESPNU. Bucks and Nugs running at 9 Eastern, and then the Nets and the Timberwolves will get after it at 11 p.m. Eastern time. As we bring you back to the Thomas & Mack Center on the campus of UNLV, Rick Kamla, Steve Smith, and Roe Parrish. Enjoying ourselves on this summer afternoon. Wizards holding with a 7-point lead. Brown Jr. off the screen, and a traveling violation on the rookie out of Oregon.
Yeah, I thought he should have kicked that one out. Had a wide open Felix waiting for the basketball, tried to pump fake and draw the defense and trick the defense and try to go score, but he should have gave that one up.
You saw Norvel Pelle on the bench. He was a little shaken up, and they were looking at his left knee during the break. He does not look to be in a lot of pain, and presumably will come back into the game. Ro, do you have more on Norvel?
Yeah, pretty much what you just saw right there. I witnessed him. He looked to be a little bit frustrated, but I saw him talking to his teammates and the staff, and he uttered, I'm okay, I'm okay. So the jury's still out. We don't know if we'll come back in the game yet, but we'll keep you posted as we get updated.
Ro, thank you so much. Good news for everybody watching in Antigua.
That's your spot.
And they have a lot of basketball fans in Antigua.
Yes, they do.
There's tons of basketball fans in the Caribbean. Anywhere you go, there's hoops on. NBA TV is, on.
Always on.
At the beach bar, wherever you are. They love their hoops down in the Caribbean. And, of course, out here in Vegas. Harrison almost stepped out of bounds on the sideline there, and then he was fouled by Philadelphia's Devin Marble. Kentucky represented once again.
And you got Aaron Harrison. He split some time in the G League with Reno and the Mavericks last season. Was a G League All-Star. Averaged 18.7, 4.3 rebounds, and 43% on threes.
The Harrison brothers are close.
Yep,
Smitty.
they are.
They're close. They get a little bit better each year, get a little closer to establishing themselves as NBA players.
And he's probably the most experienced of this Summer League roster for the Wizards.
Troy Brown Jr. had it knocked away, last touch by Philly. 4.5 on the shot clock for Harrison and the Wizards. Carrick Felix, former draft pick to the Cavaliers, will inbound. And that three ball is good. Allen Herndon, nothing but thread.
Good job by the big fella. Nice little pick. Stepped out.
And a foul on the drive. Drawing that foul, Askia Booker. And Booker will be at the free throw line, trying to get Philly a little bit closer. And Smitty, you mentioned Zaire Smith. When you think about, you've got Fultz, you've got McConnell, you've got Ben Simmons, you've got Korkmaz, you've got Shamet. Bayless is still on under contract. You bring back J.J. Redick. Shake Milton was acquired in the draft. Then you have Zaire Smith. That is super crowded, and I haven't even gotten to the threes yet. Covington, Wilson Chandler, and Justin Anderson.
Yeah, it is, and obviously for Zaire Smith, I think that pick was for down the line, the possibility of how good he could be. Not saying he won't play this year, but like you said, they're a stack when you read all those names just at the two-guard position.
Turnover by the Sixers, and back come the Wizards. Great take, but a miss by Washington's Tiwian Kendley.
Nice job by Devin Marble. Played at the University of Iowa. Played in Italy. Had a knee injury, though. He spent 2 seasons with the Magic in 2014 and 16.
And the son of?
Roy Marble, the great Roy Marble from Flint, Michigan. I played against him.
Hey, Barry, I want to chime in just real quick. So far we've witnessed Furkan Korkmaz. He's gone 0 for so far. However, he's one of the young players that's playing for the Turkish national team, and he comes from a long line of successful Turkish players that have played in the NBA, like Ersan Ilyasova, Yedi Osman, Enes Kanter, Hedo Turkoglu, Omar Asik. Mehmet Okur, of course, was the first Turkish player to win a championship with the Detroit Pistons, so hasn't scored so far yet today. Hopefully he'll get off the schneid and be able to knock down a shot. Back to you guys.
Hey, Ro, he said I had 40 in the first game.
That's all he needed, right?
Yeah, that's going to help his average.
It definitely will help his average. So far, averaging 20 points per game in the Summer League if you total everything up.
And we're approaching the end of this first quarter. Thank you so much, Ro. 1.7 left to go. As he was rattling off those terrific names of Turkish basketball players, the one thing they all have in common is competitiveness. And they really compete and get after it. And here's Troy Brown Jr. from beyond half court. Gave that one a good ride, but it wouldn't go. And Philly, despite some very rough play, hanging around. They are down 5, but Brown Jr. and the Wizards lead 22-17. And Philadelphia trying to get back in this thing on the drive here at the Thomas & Mack Center. And that 3-ball hit by Devin Marble.
Chicken fingers. Low-cut socks. Carrots, but organic carrot.
No way.
Artificial intelligence.
I need an agent like that.
Five-star pajama.
At Burger King, get 2 of these delicious sandwiches for just $6. Like our flame grilled Whopper, made with 100% beef. Mix or match a Whopper with a crispy chicken or spicy crispy chicken. It's the 2 for $6 mix or match deal, only at Burger King.
Is this AT&T Innovations?
Yeah, wow. This must be for one of our new unlimited wireless plans. Comes with a ton of entertainment options.
Great. Can you sign for this?
Yeah.
Hey, what's in that one?
That's a shark.
New and only with AT&T, you can get unlimited data, 30+ channels of live TV, and your choice of things like HBO or Amazon Music. More for your thing. That's our thing. Visit att.com.
Hi.
How was your day?
It's good. It's long.
Let's fix it. Play Connection by OneRepublic.
These days, my waves get lost in the ocean. 7 billion swimmers, man, I'm going through the motions. Sent up a flare, I need love and devotion. Traded for some faces that I'll never know, notion. Can I get a connection? Can I get a connection? Can I get a connection? Can I get a connection?
All right, Wizards leading the 76ers by 5 as we settle into the second quarter from the Thomas and Mack, Rick Kamla, Steve Smith, Will Parrish, and we have an NBA legend sitting down with us at the table right now. His name is Rod Strickland, and I want all the young fellas and young ladies out there to YouTube Rod Strickland, because you know about the handle of James Harden and Kyrie Irving and Jay Crossover, Jamal Crawford. This dude right here had one of the greatest handles of all time, and for my money, Strick, you and Kyrie Irving are the best tough layup makers I have ever seen.
I appreciate that.
Yes, sir.
I worked hard on that. You know, I put a lot of time under that rim and on that backboard, looking for those angles to get that ball in the basket.
And Rod, I'm glad you said that angles. I mean, you look at it, you like me, wasn't the most athletic player,
right,
but you were fearless of driving the basketball, and the league was much bigger. Nothing against these guys as far as shot blocking and guys, not only shot blocking, but wanted to foul little guards hard, but your ability to make plays and ones.
Yeah.
And I used to always say, when playing against you, well, I didn't guard you, Mookie guarded you.
Yeah.
And I hear you go, Rod, tell me where'd you get that from? Is that just something natural?
That's hilarious that you recall that.
Yes.
Because LaRon Prophet, one of my teammates, he used to mess with me with that all the time, and all my teammates, even Rasheed Wallace, because I used to always, now I don't have no clue why I did that.
Right.
But, you know, as far as getting to the basket, I was, you know, I grew up in New York, in the playgrounds, that wind is blowing, so I always learned to get to the basket. And I studied the backboard, like I said, so I would be under the basket, even when I was in the pros, and I'll spend an hour just, you know, all types of angles, hitting the ball on each part of the backboard. And I did that because I felt like, well, first of all, I was physical, so I was going to go in there and I was going to attack the contact. So once I attacked the contact, you know, I'm hitting you, but now if I can hit that backboard away from you on the angle, you can't block the shot. So I just, you know, I spent a lot of time practicing.
Rod, I spent the time watching you because I wanted to be a point guard at one time. Too big and couldn't guard any point guards. But Rod, talk to me, you know, and I, talking to guys in our neighborhood, I used to say, Rod Strickland never bent his back. Most point guards getting that scrap. You talk to me now. That's when you got handles, Rick. When you're looking at a guy like a Mookie Blaylock who could really defend. Rod never bent his back, never turned his back. There's a lot of point guards turning their back because of pressure. Rod still had you square up.
Yeah.
Where did you get that different type of handle? It wasn't all the crossover going through. You had that as well, but just the confidence to keep it in front of you.
Well, first of all, I never knew that I was standing up. You know, I have people tell me that after the fact. But, you know, I learned that if you turned your back, that was a sign of weakness.
Yep.
So I was taught when we did basketball drills or we played that you never turned your back. So I knew how to get separation. And then anytime somebody came towards me, I'm going by you. So like you said, it may not have been a bunch of, you know, dribbles in the same spot, but just direct things. You come at me, I go forward. And, you know, as far as the standing up, I get that all the time. I mean, everybody tells me that. But I never noticed that, you know. But I was confident. I worked hard on ball handling. And so I was confident. I didn't feel like anybody was going to take the ball from me. And, you know, I felt like I said, if you're in front of me, if you're back, I'm good. As soon as you come at me, I'm going straight at you. So we're going to end all of that.
Right, what's the advice for some of these young point guards? And I know, especially in Summer League, you're trying to handle the basketball. You got some plays you don't really know. You got about 4 or 5 guys yelling for the rock.
Yeah.
What's your advice to these young point guards in this Summer League?
Well, I mean, just be patient, know your personnel. You know, I always told, like, it's so funny, Derrick Rose, John Wall, and those guys, I always told them the hardest part that you're going to have to figure out when you get in the league is to win, to give guys the ball and when not to. Because you might have some of your heroes you're on the court with.
Right.
And they might be like, yo, pass that ball. And you have to be the one to say, no, that's not the position you're going to get the ball. So, you know, so it's knowing your personnel. It's also getting in that gym. You got to fine-tune your game. I watch guys out there now, some of these college guys, and you know, you can see how they maneuvering, struggling a little bit, trying to figure it out. It's a little easier in college, but now you're playing against some grown men, faster guys. You got to hit the gap quicker. So you know, you got to stay in that gym and you got to study your craft.
Rod, I love the history of the game, talking with great people like Smitty. I've been working with Derek Fisher the last 3 days. Look back in your era, which spanned a long time, almost 20 years.
Yep.
Who were the guys that when you said, I've got this team, that means I got this guy? Who were the guys that really got you up for the game and got that next level, got that New York City point guard coming out there to play?
Right. Well, I can go to both sides. Like defensively, Derek Fisher was one of those guys like, oh my God, it's gonna be a tough night. You know what I mean? Mookie Blaylock, Greg Anthony, Derek Harper, you know, Gary Payton. But on the offensive side, it was so many guys. I mean, I can name Tim Hardaway was a problem. I knew I had to be ready. Nick Van Exel, Sam Cassell, you know, John Stockton. I mean, I can go on and on. But I had a guy, Johnny Davis, who I was in Portland with, and he told me, like, just real simple. You get them before they get you. So you start the game being aggressive. So you're attacking them, and it's not always about scoring, but you set the pace, and you attack them, and you get them on their heels so they won't have you on your heel. Now, that's easier said than done sometimes, but that was kind of the attitude.
I love it. And, you know, you had a bunch of great years with the Washington franchise. John Wall is their point guard right now. Obviously, one of the fastest point guards of all time. Right. Terrific defensive player. Great vision and the ability to dime his teammates. The shot is improving. I believe he was 38% on threes last year. But just overall, as you analyze John Wall, what's the next step? What's that next level of development for him?
Well, like you said, he's getting better and better. You know, when he first came in the league, he probably was going too fast. He was outrunning his teammates. He was like a one-on-one fast break or 1-on-5 fast break. He slowed it down. The jump shot is better. You know, now you got to unite his team. You know, got to get everybody together.
So it's more of an intangible thing than a tangible thing for John Wall.
I think because he has all the tools, the physical tools. He can get up the court. He can create his shot. You know, he gets guys the ball. But I think there's just that kind of camaraderie, bringing everybody together. You know, letting everybody feel good about themselves. I always say, as a point guard, sometimes when you're right, you got to be wrong. You know, so there's sometimes in that game, you know, you may throw the perfect pass and you may be pissed off, but you got it, my bad. So it's just I think little things like that. And he's grown. You see his growth, and I think he'll keep developing.
Rod, you look at the point guard position. You're one of those point guards that obviously played out here, but you posted up.
Yeah.
We don't see it much of the point guards posting up. What's the reason you thinking, Rod? You played that position, one of the best at posting up. I remember you used to come down and then you give it up and go run to the post and start asking for it. And there's a lot of bigger point guards now that it seems like they're not as comfortable playing down there on that block.
Well, to be honest, they don't want to post the big men. Yeah. So, you know, the point guards, but why they going to post the little guards, you know what I mean? But they are guards. Like, I watched the kid, Shea Alexander from Kentucky. I think he could be one of those guys. You know, 6'6", long, put him in that post and let him work. He's a great passer, great mind, knows the game. But I think you can utilize that a lot. But for some reason, you know, the game is kind of swung away from that.
For me, Rod, playing against you, when you started posting, and that's why I said more point guards should do it, we were scared to come help because of his passing ability. I mean, I didn't want to leave my guy. You're going to hit a pitcher. Now, big got it. I can go dig down. He might throw it out the gym. But Rod had it, so you couldn't really go double team. And you couldn't leave him down there one-on-one. I don't know why more young point guards don't go to posting up, and especially when their legs are gone.
No, absolutely. And like you said, and especially if you're a really good passer. And like I said, that kid Shea Alexander, I think he can do that. But if you're a great passer and you have your post game, down pat. Like, I'm going to get the ball, and I feel like I'm a scorer.
Right.
You know, all I got to do is figure out what spot I'm going to get to. And if you come, I'm going to see it, you know, whether it's late, whether it's early. And again, but that goes to studying your craft, you know, being in the gym, learning some different things, growing. And I had to grow to that.
Right, what's your advice? And I'm not asking all these questions. I want to know. I'm passing this all down to my
fascinated.
kids. Because Rod, one of the best.
This is one of my heroes from back in the day.
So many guys now are practicing and working out, but it's all with them cones, Rod. I mean, and they would say, I'm in the gym, but what is that cone doing, Rod? I know you got to have some cone work. But what other advice would you give guys getting in that gym?
Well, it's funny because my son, you know, he grew up and we did a lot of cone work. And, you know, there was times he went out in that game and he was doing the cone work.
Right,
you know what I'm saying? He didn't really have the feel. So the more competition he played against, the better he played, the more he played, the cone came into effect. But that's because he played. We grew up in an era where we played basketball. We learned how to play. We learned moves and how to maneuver by watching and then going out on the court trying it, you know, through trial and error. And now it's more of the, you know, let me get in the gym, get you a cone, you know, 2 dribbles. And I believe in the cone.
I do too.
But I also believe you have to play. And you have to play against the best competition. And I believe you have to fail, especially for young kids. You know, we get all caught up in these rankings and all that. And
glad you said it.
Yeah, what guys are at that moment. And I always, when I look at a kid and I look at players, I look at them like what they can be. You know, because you can change. In 6 months, you can be a totally different person, player. And I don't think people understand that.
Strick, we're running out of time. Favorite New York City point guard not named Rod Strickland?
Man, Pearl Washington.
Nice.
My idol. Like, I ran around New York City looking for Pearl Washington. And then, you know, God bless, when he passed, I watched his videos, and the way he goes to the basket and moves over the layup, I said, dang, I was doing that. Right. So I got that from Pearl, in and out, you know, Pearl Washington. So that was the New York guy for me, Pearl Washington.
All right, Rod, thank you so much for this walk down memory lane. We're big fans, man.
Yes, sir.
God bless you, Rod. We'll talk to you soon.
I appreciate it.
We'll be back to Vegas right after this.
Red Robin is the place to drop in for some yum, to celebrate cravings, to bond over burgers and bacon. And there's no such thing as the last fry. So come burger at our place, or get your Red Robin to go. Try one of 5 Tavern Double Burgers for only $6.99 each, anytime. And of course, they're always served with bottomless steak fries. Let's burger.
Red Robin. Yum.
The world is full of anchors, meant to keep you in place. But the good news is that it's also full of things that remind you not to let them. So every time you raise a Pacifico, let it be a reminder to live life anchors up.
Green flips it off. The fans are hyped.
Watch the next wave of NBA stars strut their stuff in Vegas.
I want to leave my mark on Las Vegas Summer League. I've always performed better when the lights are brighter. I just want to leave my impact.
The MGM Resorts NBA Summer League 2018. Coverage continues on NBA TV.
Coverage of the 2018 MGM Resorts Summer League continues tonight on NBA TV.
Yo, NBA fans, I gotta kind of get the New York thing going because
Rod was on.
Yeah. Yo, NBA fans, be sure to download the NBA app to keep up with all things Summer League. Get your highlights, scores, schedules, all that jazz with a click of a button to stay in the know with NBA Summer League. I'm telling you, I'm not playing TV. Rod Strickland was one of my favorites as just a young dude watching hoops. You know, Magic Johnson's my favorite athlete of all time in any sport. Guys like Rod Strickland, Kevin Garnett. I love Kevin McHale. I could go on and on, but Strick was one of those guys that I had to watch whenever I could.
It never really got his due. I think Rod Strickland was one of those guys that people didn't really understand how good he was. Being able to get a layup in traffic amongst the trees, score it, pass it, handle it. When you started saying New York City point guards, he was all of that, and also a guy that was a winner. Right, I've got a chance to play 1 year with him, but most of all, watched him so much when he was at DePaul, watched him in the NBA, because I used to say, he gets to the basket when he wants to. How? And that was the one thing is, and got a chance to see him play and then watch him play, and he does a great job. You talk about all those guards in Kentucky. A lot of them, Rod Strickland was there as assistant coach, helping them get to the next level.
Great call, Smitty. It's Rick Kamla, Steve Smith, our wonderful crew, and Ro Parrish on the sidelines. Ro, what do you have?
Of course. Now, you mentioned Rod Strickland. Now, look out for his son, Tay Strickland, who will be going to Wisconsin in the fall playing the point guard position. But do have some breaking news to share with you. Free agent Luc Mbah a Moute has agreed to a one-year deal with the Clippers, according to multiple sources. Now, let's check this out. The Rockets have now lost Ariza along with Mbah a Moute. Now, according to other sources, Houston is now, quote, determined to sign Carmelo Anthony once he becomes available.
Ro, I love with that breaking news. You talk about Trevor Ariza, defensively toughness, and I thought that's the reason why they went to the next level. Yes, you added Chris Paul, but he's another guy you're talking about defensively. P.J. Tucker, who right now is still there, and then Luc Mbah a Moute. They've lost two wing guys that get down in the stands and slide their feet.
Now, if they do happen to sign Carmelo Anthony, we know what he can do offensively. But defensively, we know that's not an area where he definitely excels. So what is Houston going to have to do next season, you know, answering that question on the defensive side?
Well, I think for the Rockets, they're going to have that player development, some of the young guys, if you're looking for some guy to slide their feet. But I will say, very impressed with P.J. Tucker did this year. But when you're adding a guy like Carmelo, he's been around. He knows how to play off of superstars. He did that in the Olympics very well against LeBron James. And as we see this block. But Carmelo can still score the basketball and can make plays, especially at that 4 position.
He said, give me that.
Let me have that.
I love it, right? Like mid-block, you're like the hand is hitting the ball. He said, give me that. And spike that baby out of bounds. It is Thomas Bryant and the Wizards leading the 76ers by 8, 4:24 to go in this first half.
I'm telling you, Mobil 1 annual protection protects any type of vehicle for 20,000 miles.
What about a sports car?
Yes.
Or a 4x4?
Yes.
What about an annoying car? 20,000 miles guaranteed. Mobil 1 annual protection.
We wanted to sell our home and at the best price, and we needed a real estate agent who could get that done. We're so glad we found HomeLight. HomeLight ranks over 1 million agents based on their actual track record. They crunch the numbers to figure out who is best in your neighborhood, who can sell your home for the most money. HomeLight matched us with Alex. He sold our home in only 2 days for $40,000 over asking. When it's time to sell, the place to go is HomeLight.com.
Say goodbye to the one-size-fits-all family unlimited plan. Starting now, everyone gets the plan they want without paying for things they don't want. Mom gets the unlimited she needs, Dad gets the unlimited he needs, the kids get the unlimited they need. It's big news from Verizon.
Wow. All this for us.
Yeah, and every other family in America. I think the Kowalskis are next.
One family, different unlimited plans, starting at $40 per line. Switch now and get $300 off our best phones, all on the network you deserve.
This burger speaks American. 2 flame-grilled beef patties, melted American cheese, beer-flavored creamy tavern sauce, crispy onions, and crispy bacon. The king of burgers meets the king of beers. Introducing the American Brewhouse King, only at Burger King.
Back in Las Vegas at the Thomas & Mack Center. Glad to have you with us on NBA TV. Kamla, Smitty, and Ro watching Devin Robinson beat Tony Brown Jr. And he was fouled. But he was going for the big-time highlight jam, Smitty, and he was fouled on the play by Chris McCullough.
Yeah, Troy Brown Jr. trying to go up. And McCullough said, let me at least go after it. Both guys were up. Troy Brown Jr. from Las Vegas, the first Oregon player ever declared for the NBA draft after his freshman season.
How about that? Troy Brown Jr. at the line. He has 7 points, now 4 rebounds. All-freshman team honorable mention last year in the Pac-12.
Led Oregon in rebounds and steals. He has a combination of diversity to his game, can do a little bit of everything.
Hey, Rick, just to jump in real quick to update you on the breaking news we just had. The amount is $4.3 million, and that's according to our own Hall of Famer, David Aldridge. That's what Luc Mbah a Moute is signing for with the Clippers, a 1-year deal.
Ro, thank you, and that's noteworthy because, and Brown Jr. once again missing this time. It's noteworthy, though, because Houston, Smitty, I believe with their salary cap situation, is left with basically veteran minimum deals for a guy like Luke Ba-a-Moute. And so, you know, anything above that, and they might have to say goodbye to these guys. And for the Clippers, you know, that sounds like maybe a mid-level exception type of number like that, but good for Luke. Nice contract, nice little windfall for him.
Going back to the Clippers.
Correct.
Comfortable in L.A., I'm sure, the city.
We all are.
And then getting a chance to go back to coach and playing for Doc Rivers. But that's a big hole, though, for the Houston Rockets.
It's a blow.
It's a blow.
You lose Ariza, you lose Ba-a-Moute.
I mean,
they almost need Carmelo at this point, right?
You must sign Clint Capella. I know they're still working on that role.
Yeah, Clint Capella, you have to wonder what's going on. You know, Rick, we were talking the other day with D. Fish about the situation in the NBA with restricted free agency and just looking at how it's affecting all these players who are just pretty much stuck in no man's land right now. Capella appears to be one of those guys right now.
According to reports, Capella and his camp and the Rockets are not close in their negotiations right now. And Smitty, I got to be honest, if I'm Capella and his camp, I don't know if max is the appropriate dollar amount for him, but I want huge money. He is that impactful for Houston, and it's time to pay this man, Smitty.
Well, I think sometimes it's also timing and where you are. Sometimes you get the right address, and that address is the Houston Rockets right now. It fits perfectly for him. Next, Rick, for him and his agent who's representing him, he has leverage right now.
Yes, he does.
A lot of leverage over the Houston Rockets, and we shall see. I just don't think, obviously, the Rockets don't want to overpay, but you might have to because they can't afford to lose Clint Capella right now.
Now that leverage, Smitty, becomes even healthier or stronger if somebody signs Clint Capella to an offer sheet.
Right.
And then the heat is cranked up on the Houston Rockets, and then, you know, Capella and his camp gain even more leverage, but as of yet, nobody else has signed Capella to an offer sheet. And the longer we go in this process, Smitty, the less money that people have to work with.
Yeah, and you're right, and that's where the Houston Rockets, I think, are, I would say, gambling a little bit. They're saying, hey, we love you, and they've expressed that. His teammates love him. He's a perfect fit. But they're saying let the market set the table for you. See how much you worth.
Kind of like what the Bulls did with Zach LaVine.
Go out there and get an offer, and we'll probably match it.
Under 10 on the shot clock for Brown Jr. Pull up from the top of the key is good and smooth.
I like that play. That was a mid-range jump shot off a pick and roll. Usually it's a three-point shot all the way to the rim. He got to that free throw line like you taught. The defense is not there. Pull up and knock down a shot.
Furkan Korkmaz is fouled by Scrub. So free throws for Furkan. 10 points now for Troy Brown Jr. and a 13-point Washington lead. It has really been a struggle for the Philadelphia 76ers in this first half. Philadelphia, Smitty, shooting 7 of 33. That's 21.2%, and 2 of 11 on threes. That is 18.2%. They need Furkan Korkmaz to get sizzling from behind the line again.
He has struggled. 0 points
See,
last two
why
games.
do they have to put the last two game graphic on there?
Facts.
So it has been a struggle for Furkan Korkmaz since the epic.
His average drop.
Yeah, Rick want to get on the graphics, people. They put up facts.
Hey, those are facts. We have to put those out there for the people. We have to be objectionable.
Hey, hold on. He's got his first point of the game.
That's right.
He's on the board today.
We know he's capable of getting hot. We do know that. Let's see what Thomas Bryant has down there on this block.
The double came and he passed out of it. And Devin Robinson step back three. They called a traveling violation. Do you agree?
Yeah, I think they had like a 1-2, then a hop. And when he called it, look at the player. He had no reaction to the referee, just ran back, so he knew he traveled.
12-point ball game. As poorly as Philly played, they're still hanging around. Here's Booker. Demetrius Jackson. And a violation on Philly. Foul on Jonah Bolden. And he comes over to talk to the official just to confirm what he did and get some helpful advice. With 1:56 to go here in this first half. And, you know, that's good officiating right there. Talk with the young fella, help him out, let him know what he did wrong. That's what Vegas is all about.
At Wingstop, we don't just make wings. We make wings worth obsessing over. Because every order is made fresh. We don't start till you say go. Just like we've been doing for more than 20 years. We make it our way. And in doing so, make it irresistible. Wingstop, the wing experts. Try the Bringin' It Boneless Bundle, just $16.99 for a limited time.
To enjoy Jack Daniel's honey, you don't have to be a whiskey drinker.
You don't have to know we've been doing this for over 150 years.
You don't have to visit Lynchburg either.
Or know the real story behind our number 7.
And you don't need to know that we use real honey from real bees.
Like I said, you don't have to be a whiskey drinker. You just need a friendly introduction.
Another fine showing for Devin Robinson. Smitty, he has 10 points.
Yeah, he's done a nice job. You can see with his size, 6'8", 6'9", being able to run the floor. I like what he's done in this game. He's been fantastic finishing. That's a big-time finishing on the defensive end. He's been active, been in the right place at the right time. The rest of the team, him and Troy Brown Jr., they're 7 for 13. The rest of the team, 5 for 18. They're struggling a little bit.
Smitty, baseball fans get up in their feelings when an announcer, quote-unquote, jinx a no-hitter, okay?
Okay.
I don't think an announcer can jinx a no-hitter. A lot of baseball fans disagree with me. And so I'm not worried about jinxing Devin Robinson here, but he's pitching a perfect game right now, Smitty. All right, 10 points, 4 of 4 from the field, 2 of 2 from the free throw line.
Wait a
minute. Chris McCullough with a major jam.
Wait.
He put DC in the hoop.
Wait a second. I need a little excitement.
You just got it, Smitty.
Hey, let's watch this. Going up and wait a second. Whew. Wow.
He put Yusuf Sanan in the rim.
Yusuf Sanan, welcome to the highlight. That's a nice poster. Let me go straight to Twitter. I know there's buzzing right now.
Hey, Smitty, I was just watching Coming to America the other day, and Eddie Murphy's famous line, yes, in the face. My favorite part of the game. That's what just happened right there.
Well played, bro. Well played. Chris McCullough was the 29th overall selection by Brooklyn in the 2015 draft, so he was a hotshot prospect at one point and gave you a glimpse why with that jam. You're right. That dunk should go viral.
Yeah, it should. I mean, I know it's Summer League, but wow. I didn't see that one coming. I thought he was going to lay it up. But, boy, he dunked that one hard.
A ruthless jam by Chris McCullough. And Yusuf Sanan, just drafted, says, I signed up for this.
Well, you know, you see the teammates. What happens? This is what I used to love is you see the teammates of Chris McCullough giving him dap. What did you say to Sanan? What do you say to him coming to the bench? That's okay. Good job. Good try.
Good contest.
Good contest, yes.
Look at Sanan's right hand was sort of jammed into the rim right there.
Man, Sanan's
but hey, he's
hand,
trying to contest the shot.
Sanan's leg, his face.
That was a welcome to the NBA moment right there.
Yep, for sure. Great contest. That's all I would tell him if I was his teammate.
Yusuf Sanan, the 44th overall selection to the Wizards in the 2018 draft. And a big-time highlight for Chris McCullough, and he's gotten Philadelphia just a little bit closer here. Down 10, 1:16 to go.
Yes, indeed. That was a highlight. We're looking at this Wizards team, you know, for Scott Brooks. I think this year has to be the year where they got to kind of turn the corner. I know they've had some injuries. There's been all type of little just inner stuff going on with the Washington Wizards. They are so talented with Dwight Howard right now, with Mahimi. They should be okay at that big spot, and obviously if they can keep Thomas Bryant. But now if John Wall and Bradley Beal, they could be healthy. There's no LeBron James in the East, and I know the favorites will be the Boston Celtics, but it's wide open right now for the Wizards.
So, you know, according to reports, you've got Dwight Howard coming on. According to reports, you've got Jeff Green coming on. We mentioned how deep they are on the wings with Porter and Oubre and Beal and Rivers. This is a deep team. And with the adds that Ernie Grunfeld has made or will make in terms of Green, in terms of Howard, Washington is ready to go. I don't know, Smitty. I mean, the goal for them has to be top 4 in the East, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Give
For
home
sure.
court
They got to have
advantage
home
in that
court.
first
They
round.
should have home court. I know the Milwaukee Bucks will be challenging that as well.
No doubt. So will Toronto, Boston, Philadelphia. And Troy Brown Jr. with a look-away dime to Thomas Bryant.
Good job by the Wizards, down a guy because Bryant was out of the play, came up with that turnover and steal.
Rebound to Thomas Bryant. Pulls it away with one hand. Thomas Bryant is in fantastic shape.
He is.
Arms look great, moving well. There is no excess weight on him at all. He is svelte. Booker from way downtown. And a loose ball foul on Washington. Yusuf Sanan with that foul.
25 seconds left. Love for the Sixers to kind of end on a positive note, trying to cut this lead under 10 if they could, or at least at 10.
Well, if that McCullough jam doesn't inspire you, nothing will. Jackson out to Marble. Skids off the rim. Good save right there, but
you hit the rim, you
timer's
got to keep
off.
playing.
They let it continue to play. A lot of the players thought that was an air ball, but Troy Brown Jr. bum rushing the show. And do we have a tie-up? Yeah, we do.
Yep.
We'll have a jump ball here with 2.1 seconds left. I wonder. So Troy Brown Jr. will be in this jump ball along with Booker. Booker a point guard and Troy Brown Jr. a wing. Looks like he's got a good 6 inches on him. I like his chances, Smitty. He's going to try to tap it back to Robinson here, isn't he?
Yeah. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Bolden comes over to match up with Bryant.
Yeah, I think they're going to Robinson and Chris.
Brown wins the tap. He tried to get it to Robinson. Brown Jr. gets it off
Nice.
and beats the buzzer at the end of the first half.
Nice play by Robinson and Chris Chiozza being able to hold off their guy. Nice little tap by Robinson back to Brown.
Whoa.
Fantastic play at the end.
He just got it off.
He did.
Maybe at about 2/10 remaining, he got that shot off glass. Terrific awareness by Troy Brown Jr. And a thrilling conclusion to the first half. The jam by McCullough, the buzzer beater there by the Rook out of Oregon. And it's a 14-point Wizards lead. They're looking for their first win here at the Vegas Summer League. Currently 0-2. The Sixers 0-2 as well. Halftime coming up.
Hey, Chris, how's the move going? I get it. New house, new truck, but it looks like you can use a breather. Let's roll. Hey, strike! Strike!
It's all right. My father passed his truck down to me. That's the same thing I want to do with you.
It's an emotional thing to watch your child grow up, and especially get behind the wheel.
I want to keep, stacking up the memories and the miles and the years.
He's going to get mine, but I'm going to get a new one.
When it's time for your old Chevy truck to become their new Chevy truck, there's Truck Month. Get 18% of MSRP cash back on all Silverado 1500 Crew Cab LT pickups when you finance with GM Financial. That's $9,000 on this Silverado. Plus, during Truck Month, make no monthly payments for 90 days.
I am your favorite DQ Treats. And when you exit the drive-thru with a minivan full of me and a rear-view mirror obstructed by DQ Soft Serve, your kids will know that you know how to party. Because I'm not fast food. I am fan food.
It's the boy Big Snoop D-O-double-G. I want you all to go to forhims.com, the wellness brand for men. Thanks to science, baldness can be optional. Don't meet me there, beat me there. And head over to forhims.com. Peace, player. I see your hair growing already.
Copyrighted broadcast of the National Basketball Association may not be retransmitted, reproduced, rebroadcast, or otherwise distributed or used in any form without the express written consent of the NBA.
We welcome you to Las Vegas, the site of the 2018 NBA Summer League.
We got to play harder than them. All right, this is the challenge.
We've got great matchups almost every time you turn around.
From the NBA, big fella.
Very excited being on that floor, just running up and down with the guys.
Oh, Jared Jackson got him again! And what a block!
Oh, Daniel House is in the house.
You got to be rolling with the right T-shirt.
I blame Drake.
Bob called me and he said, "You're not going to believe this, but we have a shot at DeMarcus Cousins," and we just felt like we didn't have enough All-Stars. So
Monk trying to finish off a pretty good first quarter just inside the tape. Knocks it down. 15 first quarter points for Malik Monk. And Bender with a big block. How would you describe that?
Very nice road to here, and I'm just very happy to be here.
Josh Jackson with the rejection on Marvin Bagley.
I want to improve defensive end to the point where people are scared whenever they're going up for a shot, and I'm around.
Big smile on Fred's face here. It's great.
Oh, the follow.
With the one-hand jam. On the break. Room service. And a big layup.
The Summer League has become amazing. All 30 teams here for the first time.
Yes, sir.
Hey, strike! That's not bad. Strike!
Man, I'm getting hungry.
What can I get you?
Tri-tip slaw and baked beans.
Anything else?
Oh, and chili fries.
Chew up, chili fried!
Say goodbye to the one-size-fits-all family unlimited plan. Starting now, everyone gets the plan they want without paying for things they don't want. Mom gets the unlimited she needs, Dad gets the unlimited he needs, the kids get the unlimited they need. It's big news from Verizon.
Wow. All this for us.
Yeah, and every other family in America. I think the Kowalskis are next.
One family, different unlimited plans, starting at $40 per line. Switch now and get $300 off our best phones, all on the network you deserve.
At Wingstop, we make wings worth obsessing over. Because every order is made fresh. Try the Bringin' It Boneless Bundle, just $16.99 for a limited time. Wingstop, the wing experts.
Drake, when he was younger, he loved to smile. And we knew he would need braces because his teeth were coming in funny. That's when he had the bunny rabbits. We called them the bunny rabbit.
Now, those are the same two front teeth there that they are now.
Then Dre ended up having to wear braces for 5 years because he never made it to appointments because he was busy playing basketball. If he missed practice, he don't get to play in the game.
This is the picture that was on the front page of the newspaper. All you can notice is the braces.
Then once he got to Michigan State, he broke the retainer.
My bottom teeth, they were really crooked, and I just wasn't getting braces again. Small Direct Club fits into my lifestyle so well. The liner is so great. It's easy to just grab it and go, and then I can change on the road. I did photo shoots with my liners in, and you can't see them.
I wish Smile Direct Club would have been around when I was paying for them. I wouldn't have had to take them out of school. I wouldn't have had to miss work.
It's like a great feeling to have good teeth. A smile is a first impression. That's why I think having a great smile is so important.
It's the starters.
Kings rookie Harry Giles. What's your hidden talent?
I used to be able to roller skate really good.
Do they make skates that big?
Catch all the high-rolling action from MGM Resorts NBA Summer League in Las Vegas tonight at 1:30 a.m. Eastern on NBA TV.
Welcome back to the MGM Resorts NBA Summer League. Started the third quarter with the Wizards leading the 76ers by 14. And we are courtside. Rick Kamla, Steve Smith, and Ro Parrish as well. And let's look at some first half highlights here, mostly on the Washington Wizards side. We did have that noisy jam by Chris McCullough of Philadelphia, but Smitty, walk me through what you've seen so far.
Thomas Bryant has done a nice job. He's only 2 for 6, but he has 9 rebounds. Then you see him cherry picking a little bit. He got him a nice little extra dunk. But he had 6 points, like I said, 9 rebounds. And Troy Brown Jr. hasn't shot it well, but you can see the ability and the skill set. He's missed a couple of easy ones, but the ones he's knocked down, he's looked extremely impressive. He also has 5 rebounds. And I like what Devin Robinson has done. He's played, I would say, the most consistent out of the 3. But those 3, they're led by those 3, and so far, so good for them. The Wizards haven't shot it well at all, Rick. 37%, 14 from 3. But on that Philadelphia 76ers side, they're shooting 21%. And that's the difference right now.
And you can see we might have another 3-pack of 20-plus point games for Robinson, Brown, and Bryant. Bryant also has 9 rebounds and a block on that stat line. And let's shout out Chris Chiozza as well. 6 assists and 5 points in that first half. And JYD, Jerome Williams stopping by to say hi.
The Junkyard Dog.
Georgetown is in the house. My guy. Love that guy. Love that guy. That takes me back to when we were hanging out with Dikembe Mutombo yesterday, the day before at Cox Pavilion. Oh, man. JYD is one of the best, and Dikembe Mutombo, your dear friend, is one of the best as well.
You're talking about, and give Jerome Williams, a guy who lives out here in Vegas, is always around the game of basketball. He loves it. But my guy, Dikembe Mutombo, just when you talking about one of the best people to be around, he's still funny. I love, Rick, that you and D-Fish called him out about faking being on the phone. He was nowhere near on the phone.
Nope.
No light, phone not near his mouth.
Calling him out.
Can't understand what he's saying anyway. That's just Smitty, give me the ball. Man does not fly. It's the house in Mutombo.
So initially he said to the interview request, no, no, no. And then he said, yes, yes, yes. And he was getting on Fish because he said, you stole my championship. You stole my one championship.
Hall of Famer on and off the court.
No question about that. We appreciate Dikembe's time. By the way,
great ambassador for this league.
He was deluged with autograph requests the entire game and signed every single one of them with a smile on his face.
There go the Jinx.
Oh, here we go. Oh, big jam for Philadelphia to start this second half. That's Cameron Oliver.
Good job by the Sixers. They need some easy buckets.
Chiozza guarded out high by Demetrius Jackson. Chiozza tried to get by him, but a little hand-checking call there.
So Cam Oliver, who got that last dunk, his story is amazing. So, number one, he's the only player in the last 25 years to block 90 shots and make 63s at the college level. So, just some background information. He shredded his knee at 16. He tore his ACL, and he ended up working a 9-to-5 at Dollar Tree. That's right, he was a cashier at Dollar Tree, so stuck around, got back into the game, was committed to Oregon State, but then Craig Robinson was the head coach. That's Michelle Obama's brother. He was relieved of his duties, and he had to find another home. He made it to Nevada, and the rest is history from there. He's been compared to Kenneth Faried, a very explosive player that can go to the basket and make plays athletically.
Great
that was
breakdown,
a wide-ranging story there.
Rowe gave us everything on that one.
Involving the White House?
Yeah, I mean, hey.
You took us all the way to the White House.
Hey, and there he is again, making plays, flexing on him. He has a son named King, and his son King will be 2 at the end of this year. I mean, hey, he's ready to ball. He wants to definitely make this team.
You got the whole family tree figured out, man. But Cameron Oliver, inspired by the conversation.
Hey, Rowe.
Here's Zaire Smith, and he scores.
What time was he born, Rowe?
He was born at 2. No, let me stop.
How many pounds, Rowe?
6 pounds, 15 ounces. Okay, let me stop. I'm going too far. I don't want to embarrass myself in front of the Oliver family. But, yes, a very explosive player. We've seen him make plays with Philadelphia and in the Summer League so far. That was an excellent Euro step right there by Robinson.
Devin Robinson scoring. The only detail you left off was that little detour the family took to Antigua.
Oh,
so
that's
you
right.
kind of left that one out. Oh, great stuff, Ro. All right, Smitty. We've got some explosive plays here in the second half.
Cameron Oliver getting out running. Then a nice pass from Zaire Smith. I thought this one was off the mark, but Cameron Oliver up to the apex when got it.
Ooh, nice pocket pass and another jam. This from Jonah Bolden, and that was a great setup by Demetrius Jackson.
Thank you, Philadelphia 76ers. We're starting to have a ball game right now.
Chiozza to Devin Robinson, and he threads it. And he's barking after hitting that shot coming up the court, and Washington restores order. They're back up 11. Their largest lead, Smitty, 14. The 76ers have yet to lead in this game. And we almost had another jam. That was the rookie, Zaire Smith. They say Lob City's done, Smitty.
I was doing this game.
We got Lob City out here right now.
Zaire Smith caught a 360 oop. Really? Caught it and turned around, and March Madness, I almost, you know me, fell out my chair.
So the action has picked up, and we appreciate that. Chiozza. Whoa, 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 whoa. Thank you, Devin Marble. My life just flashed before my eyes. We've got chairs falling down here. Ro Parrish sends the ball back into play. Ro, I was worried about your Mac. But that was a great tightrope job there by Devin Marble.
You got to be calm, cool, and collected when the ball comes your way. You got to act like you've been there before. Sit back and relax, and everything will be cool.
Here's Thomas Bryant with a flip over the back of his head to Scrub. Scrub couldn't hit, floats it up again, couldn't hit again, misses a third time. And Jackson up ahead to Zaire Smith. He no-look dives Cameron Oliver for the and one. Here come the 76ers.
The Sixers are starting to get up and down and starting on the defensive end, the pressure and the intensity. And Cameron Oliver.
Here's that tightrope job by Devin Marble.
And look at Rowe. Calm and cool.
Nice finish by Cameron Oliver. Oh, and a flex.
Showing his guns.
Who's the first player you ever saw do that?
I don't know. That's back in the day. Everybody did that.
Okay. Did Oak used to do that?
No, I don't remember Oak doing
Charles
that.
Oakley?
Maybe Kevin Willis. He should slap his biceps.
You were talking about great guys. Another great guy. Your teammate?
Went to my same high school, grew up in the same neighborhood.
Wow.
Won a championship together. Went to Michigan State, both of us.
Chiozza.
Hey, Smitty, you talked about teammates and playing with someone in college. When you have two guys that played at school, you look at Robinson, you look at Chiozza, both spent time together at Florida. How important is that when you're coming into the summer league, especially when one's a rookie, trying to get acclimated to the team system?
It's fantastic, Ro. And for Devin Robinson, you have to be excited. It's not two power forwards. Your player that you're playing with is a point guard.
Exactly.
So I'm kind of saying, hey, wink, wink. Hey, Ro, me and you were playing together. Can you kind of give me a couple looks?
Take care of your boy.
You take care of him. And plus, they know each other. And great familiarity from both of these guys. And a pass first point guard in Chiozza. Nice.
Chiozza under the basket, and it's laid in by Troy Brown Jr. Chiozza is approaching double-digit assists, and Troy Brown Jr. has 14. Chiozza has 8 dimes already. And number 8, Zaire Smith, couldn't answer. Chiozza is yo-yoing out here. Bryant, nice pass to Devin Robinson, plus the foul. What recognition by Big Thomas Bryant.
Good job of squaring up, surveying, not going too quick on the block, letting the play develop. And found Robinson for the nice bucket.
Great ability there to get open and hang on the rim for a little while as well. And the Washington Wizards leading the 76ers by 13.
I'm telling you, Mobil 1 annual protection protects any type of vehicle for 20,000 miles.
What about a sports car?
Yes.
Or a 4x4?
Yes.
What about an annoying car? 20,000 miles guaranteed. Mobil 1 annual protection.
This burger speaks American. 2 flame-grilled beef patties, melted American cheese, beer-flavored creamy tavern sauce, crispy onions, and crispy bacon. The king of burgers meets the king of beers. Introducing the American Brewhouse King, only at Burger King.
Hey, DirecTV lover. Check you out. Texting over here, talking over there, and streaming everywhere. That's your thing. So why miss out on the nation's largest and most reliable network? Switch to AT&T Wireless for all the talk, text, and data your heart desires, with no overages ever. Plus, get $15 off your DirecTV bill for life, a savings of $180 a year. Now that's a beautiful thing. Switch to AT&T, because giving you the freedom of unlimited, that's our thing.
We know baseball is your thing, so get more all season long with MLB Extra Innings on DirecTV. That's more for your never miss a moment of the action thing. Your watch your favorite teams and players no matter where you live thing. And your live game streaming on your favorite devices with MLB.tv included thing. Because bringing you every milestone and miracle on the screen of your choice, that's our thing. Order MLB Extra Innings on DirecTV.
You're looking at the concourse at Cox Pavilion, which is right next door to the Thomas and Mack Center, and the fans, you say, wow, that's a lot of fans. These places are packed, ladies and gentlemen. You got to get out to Las Vegas and join us for the Vegas Summer League. It is one of our favorite gigs of the year. Rick Kamla, Steve Smith, we have Ro Parrish as well, and now you know this guy, Otto Porter Jr., one of the best threes in the Eastern Conference of the Washington Wizards. And Otto, we're going to talk a lot of hoops, but let's just talk Vegas for a minute, man. How long have you been here? And talk about just the camaraderie with the young fellas and having fun out here. You enjoying yourself?
Oh, yeah. I literally just got here today.
Really?
This morning. Flew in this morning, got off the plane, went straight to work out with some of my new coaches that I haven't got to meet yet. Talk to coach a little bit, and, I come to watch the young guys play.
Otto, you've been somewhere. You got a tan. You've been in the Caribbean somewhere. What have you been doing all summer?
For a couple of days, get away for a couple of days to the Bahamas a little bit.
Good.
Came back, resting, getting healthy. First day back on the court. So,
tell me what you're looking at this summer that you want to add to your game for next season.
Right now is continue to be able to handle the ball, which is something big. Getting the rebound, pushing up where we can get out and run. Creating off the dribble, making sure that I continue to extend out my three-point range.
You talk about handling the basketball. I remember I did your playoff game in Toronto talking to Coach Brooks. He said, I love when he's in the 3-4, 3-5 pick and rolls. Looks like Coach Brooks was talking to me back then in the playoffs. He wants to see you more of handling the basketball, making plays.
Exactly. Being a playmaker, guys starting to run me off the line a lot. Looking to, attack their feet and create, for myself or create for others.
So, Otto, in terms of the year-by-year expansion of your game, because it's happened, who would you attribute? Is there a skill guy that you're working with, or a group of people that you're working with? And obviously, you're putting in the hard work and the sweat and the determination. But is it because your skill level has really increased year by year in the NBA? Is there somebody you want to shout out that's really helped you with that?
Actually, every summer I'm working with a few guys from DC. I'm working with my guys, Washington Wizards. Hanif Hill, he's my skills guy back in D.C. Believe it or not, he used to train Kevin Durant a lot. So we have the same kind of, body frame and skills, which he's able to help me tremendously. Every year I'm with him working out, and also working out with my Washington Wizards coaches.
Do you like the term 3-and-D guy? Because you certainly are one of those guys.
I feel like as a ball player, we get that term, and it's like we're just out there doing whatever our coach needs us to do. Whether that's playing the three or getting back and playing defense. So I definitely want to be a guy that can do both.
When you look at Otto Porter, the Washington Wizards, the talent is right there. It seemed like you guys are just knocking on the door to starting to look at maybe that Eastern Conference championship, Eastern Conference level, and maybe NBA. What's next for this group to get to that level? And obviously LeBron James is not in the East right now. He's been going to the finals the last 4 years. The window and opportunity is there and is open this year for you guys.
Definitely for us, especially the guys that we picked up. I think that's going to be what we've been needing, Dwight Howard, big, that operates so much in the paint that it opens up the floor a lot more for us. John, me, Brad to penetrate, kick out for threes. With his dominance in the inside, the team's got to pick their poison, That's like a big step for us.
So we've had a lot of Georgetown. We were hanging out with Dikembe Mutombo yesterday. JYD, Jerome Williams just walked by. According to reports, Georgetown guy Jeff Green coming to the Wizards to join you, a Georgetown guy. So how about all that, man?
It's wonderful. I just saw Ted Leonsis down there, and he's so excited, and we're all excited to have Jeff on the team. You know, he's going to help us a lot this year.
And there were some openings at the big positions, especially, you know, the deal to send Gortat out to L.A. And bring back Austin Rivers. And I really think Ernie Grunfeld has done a fantastic job, you know, bringing in these crucial pieces. Now, in terms of and Smitty asked, you know, how do you get to where you guys need? I just want to talk goals. Is the goal right now, heading into the 82 and 18-19, to be top 4 in the East?
Oh, yes.
Or is it to be number 1 in the East, or are you just saying, yo, we got to be a first-round home court advantage team?
We have to be first-round home court advantage. It's so important, especially off of our previous playoffs experience. You know, home court is very important. You know, that's your home team, your home crowd. And when you have a Game 7, you have the court advantage. You know, you're going home. You're going home for that last game. And that gives you so much more advantage to have home court.
Thomas Bryant is down behind the play.
And Otto, looking at your team, the Washington Wizards, in my opinion, I've always felt top 6 or 7 players, you guys was right there with anybody in the league. I thought depth for you guys, it looked like you couldn't sustain an injury. Guys came in and played well, Satoransky, but it looks like right now with what Ernie has done, you've gotten deeper to be able to have a team that you can go further in the playoffs, because it seemed like always somebody had a knick-knack injury when it was time for you guys to get to the next level.
To the next step. Yes. You know, guys did step up. It's just depth, like you said, and they did a good job. Front office did a really good job of, you know, making sure that we had depth in case, you know, little injuries happen whenever we're trying to make a push. So that was very key.
You guys, Thomas Bryant staying in the game, looks to be moving well. He's wincing from time to time, and there he just tried to block that shot, but it's put in by Demetrius Jackson. So in looking at the Washington Wizards depth chart, you got a lot of juniors at the 3. Otto Porter Jr., Kelly Oubre Jr., and Troy Brown Jr. So what, there's a lot of juniors going. Like half the dudes drafted on draft night were juniors. What's going on here?
I don't know. There's something about the juniors, you know.
He's like the old vet junior now.
Oh, definitely.
But I mean, seriously, all 3 of you guys can go. And Oubre, obviously, is one of the better bench small forwards in the Eastern Conference. Troy Brown Jr., of course, a terrific rookie out of Oregon. Y'all are deep. Smitty and me have been talking about this. The practices are going to be hot in vet camp, aren't they?
Yes. You know, I'm not backing down from those guys. I'm going to put it on them, especially in training camp.
I like that.
You know, that's how we get better. You know, that's how we get better. We gotta continue to challenge each other. Challenging John, Brad, we gotta, you know, that's how we get better.
No doubt. Well, Otto, we really appreciate your time. You just got here to Vegas, man. I know you're going to keep working out, have some fun, a little time at the pool, and right here at the Summer League. All right, Otto, thank you so much.
All right, thank you.
Enjoy it.
Thank you so much.
Say goodbye to the one-size-fits-all family unlimited plan. Starting now, everyone gets the plan they want without paying for things they don't want. Mom gets the unlimited she needs, Dad gets the unlimited he needs, the kids get the unlimited they need. It's big news from Verizon.
Wow. All this for us.
Yeah, and every other family in America. I think the Kowalskis are next.
One family, different unlimited plans, starting at $40 per line. Switch now and get $300 off our best phones, all on the network you deserve.
Gatorade, with carbs to help fuel your muscles and help you make the leap to the next level. Studied, tested, proven. Nothing beats Gatorade. Hey, ready?
Ready.
Ready? Vamos. Habla más.
Darla.
Ready? Ready.
The Junior NBA World Championship. 32 elite boys and girls teams from around the globe will compete
for a chance to be named Junior NBA World Champions.
The Junior NBA World Championship. Get ready.
Ready on 3. Hit, up, set, ready.
Thanks again to Otto Porter Jr. for spending some time with us. What did you just tell me as soon as he took the headset off and walked away? What did you tell me about Otto Porter Jr.?
You know, just a fantastic person. You can just feel that vibe. Knows how to play. I just asked him, talked to him, and wanted him to be a little bit more aggressive with the basketball, handling, making plays. He's playing with a fantastic two-guard and point guard in John Wall and Bradley Beal. I feel this is the year for them to go to that next level if they can stay healthy.
And Scott Brooks has taken a team to the NBA Finals before, the Oklahoma City Thunder. And I'm not putting that on Brooks and the Wizards that this team has to go to the finals this year. I'm just pointing out that Brooks is a veteran guy who has taken young, talented players deep in the playoffs before. So it's possible.
Yeah, they just have to go a little further than they've been going. They have to see some improvement as far as the playoffs. Regular season, they're fine. Everything is measured for a team like this is in the playoffs.
Shot clock running down, and with 1 on the timer, that layup is good for Tawian Kendley. And back to an 11-point lead for Washington. And Booker on a step back. And that was Norvel Pell up there getting a hand on it vertically, but it's out of bounds, and last touch by Washington. 14 on the shot clock for the 76ers, and a timeout is called. So 2:26 to go in the third, and Booker and the 76ers got some making up to do.
Get up! This is where a kid fell down and a champion got out.
This is where shoes to fill became footsteps to follow.
The Golden State Warriors select Stephen Curry.
This is where ego was laid to rest. And humility rose in its place. But my mind is where every challenge I've ever faced has been won or lost.
Hi.
How was your day?
It's good, it's long.
Let's fix it. Play Connection by One Republic.
These days my waves get lost in the ocean. 7 billion swimmers, man, I'm going through the motions. Sent up a flare, I need love and devotion. Traded for some faces that I'll never know, notion. Can I get a connection? Can I get a connection? Can I get a connection? Can I get a connection?
Hey, hi Olivia. We're back in Vegas, and the Wizards have an 11-point lead over the 76ers. And these two teams are both going to be vying for the top spot in the East and a top 4 spot in the East all season long. And you look at the leading scores for the Wizards last year. Beal at 22+, Wall just under 20, Porter at about 15, Oubre off the bench with a very solid 11.8, and Markieff Morris with the physicality, with the swagger, with the whooping, with the puffy chesting out there on the court, and he was in double figures as well, and Norvel Pell jams it down. But the point we're making with that graphic is the Wizards have a ton of guys that get buckets.
And a ton of guys that's still at the age, not young, veterans been around, that can get better and improve.
Foul on Philadelphia over the top. That was Chris McCullough. And he will send Alan Herndon to the free throw line. Pardon me, no shooting foul. Shot out of bounds here. Carrick Felix to play it in for the Wizards.
2-9. 2-9.
Ooh, good block. Good contest. That was McCullough and Norvel Pell. They were both there. And Booker couldn't float it, and McCullough is there with another athletic play. Taps it in.
Down 7, the Sixers.
Harrison with the Euro step, took the bump, kind of wheeled it up there off the glass, Rod Strickland style, but it wouldn't go. Free throws coming for Aaron Harrison. Seems like every time Philly makes a little push, Washington is right there to meet it, Smitty.
Yeah, they are. I think the Washington team right now understands that with this league, comfortable league, they do a good job of pushing the basketball, and they've been getting to that free throw line. Harrison, we talked about it, both him and his twin brother, they're just right there. They're right on the cusp of getting a chance to be in the NBA for a long time and be stable without jumping around teams. Both of them have great sides and great feel for the game. Loved them at Kentucky.
So many big shots, so many big games. Second free throw is good, and the Wizards are back up 8. Jonah Bolden into the game. Norvel Pelle has a seat. Bolden, dribble handoff to Furkan Korkmaz, who gets it back, and he will fire with 8 on the shot clock. And the tap-in is there. Chris McCullough, he has caught our eye in this game.
Offensive rebounding. Last couple plays, he's been active.
And you see Booker with the intensity. McCullough guarding on the perimeter. McCullough guarding right there, forcing a very tough shot. And what an acrobatic delivery by Tewian Kendley for the bucket. And it'll be Washington Wizards basketball.
Bad turnover by the Sixers on that play. Trying to cut into this lead.
Furkan Korkmaz tonight, Smitty, 0 of 8 from the field, 0 of 4 from downtown. And once again, driving and drawing the foul is Kendley. So free throws coming for him as the Wizards look to get back up double figures with a couple of makes. Smitty, what do you think about the Marcin Gortat Austin Rivers trade for as it pertains to the Washington Wizards? Did you like that move?
I did, because when it happen, you say they have to be targeting another big guy. And I thought it was DeMarcus Cousins or Dwight Howard. And there's T. Lue walking past from the Cavaliers.
Such a good guy.
Such a great guy.
You were, before I even met T. Lue, you were always telling me, Tricky Ricky, you got to meet the best guy in the world. All this, he legitimately is. Is there anybody that doesn't love Tyronn Lue?
Everybody loves T. Lue. Right now, I mean, he's just always had that type of personality. Loves the game. It's always, obviously, a fantastic player first, but always you knew he would be coaching at some level, and now he's at the highest level. Doesn't get enough credit for me. Been to 4 straight finals. Unbelievable for a guy in his four years in the NBA.
Hey, Smitty, quick question, not to cut you off, Rick. So you just talked about T. Lue. There was a report out that he's going to be in contact with Luke Walton, who, of course, is going to be coaching LeBron James. What are your thoughts on him reaching out to Luke Walton, kind of telling him what to expect in coaching the best player in our game?
Well, you know, I thought it was fantastic. First of all, they were teammates, Luke Walton and T. Lue, and now they both getting a chance to coach one of the greatest players ever. And obviously, you want to have that from a good friend, a former teammate, just to be able to give him some insight. But if he was in the Eastern Conference, if I was T. Lue, I wouldn't have reached out. But as long as he's in the Western Conference, I definitely would.
Good call.
Here's Kendley driving once again, and the layup attempt popped out on him. So, Smitty, I'll go ahead and ask this question. And I'm a Luke Walton fan, but has the heat been turned up on Luke Walton a little bit in terms of expectations? In terms of pressure, now that LeBron James has made the decision to go out to LA and wear the purple and gold?
Yes, on the organization, on the city, but that organization and Luke Walton, they're used to winning. And so you want that pressure. It's not like it's an organization that haven't won before. You look up and you see all those banners when you get a chance to go in the Staples Centers. Luke Walton has won as a player. Also, he won as a coach. Did a fantastic job. And when Steve Kerr was out with his illness. And then now Luke Walton, I thought last year wasn't a playoff team, but I thought he had those young guys play to a high level of intensity and play the right way. So I think Luke Walton, if you asked him, would you like having LeBron James or not, he would definitely say, yes, I would love to have LeBron James. But now everybody's going to say championship or bust, and I'm not sure they'll be able to win a championship this first year. But with LeBron, they do have a chance to get back to the championship, but they have a long road to go, and they got to go through a couple of teams in the Houston Rockets and the Golden State Warriors in the West.
No doubt about it. The West just got better this year, and here is Booker. We are down to about 10 seconds to go. And that's Jonah Bolden. Bolden again, finally taps it home. Jonah Bolden. So we have basket interference by Jonah Bolden. No basket. And Herndon is shaking his right hand, hurt a little bit. He had a nice rejection down here at one point.
Watch, he went out through the rim.
There.
He went through the rim and got that one.
So 4 seconds left. It's Kenley, Euro stepping, diming, and a big block right there to end the third quarter by Chris McCullough, who has shined here in this game.
This third quarter has been fantastic. He had a dunk. He's had blocks. He's done a nice job.
So it's a 10-point game going to the fourth quarter. Don't go anywhere. We'll be here at the Thomas and Mack.
Chicken fingers, low-cut socks, carrots, but organic carrot.
No way.
Artificial intelligence.
I need an agent like that.
5-star pajamas.
At Burger King, get 2 of these delicious sandwiches for just $6. Like our flame grilled Whopper, made with 100% beef. Mix or match a Whopper with a crispy chicken or spicy crispy chicken. It's the 2 for $6 mix or match deal, only at Burger King.
From the time I was like 9 years old until I was probably 14, the majority of that time was spent in an orthodontist office, which is the most awkward point of anyone's life to begin with. I was right out of college and I was starting job interviews and meeting a bunch of new people, and I already noticed that my teeth were starting to shift. My parents spent all that money and it was kind of all for a waste. So when I heard of Smile Direct, I was so excited.
At Smile Direct Club, we believe everyone deserves a smile they'll love. That's why for 60% less than braces, we send invisible aligners directly to you. We straighten most smiles in an average of 6 months.
I was so excited to know that there was a company that was number 1, affordable, and number 2, so convenient. You don't have to go to an orthodontist every month. You can go into a Smile shop. They also have a kit that they can ship directly to your house. There's really no excuse to not try it.
Get your confidence back risk-free. Our Smile Guarantee ensures that if aligners aren't a good fit for you, you get your money back.
Having straight teeth is such a great feeling.
Get started at SmileDirectClub.com for as low as $80 a month.
Summer League action continues tonight in Vegas on ESPNU, ESPN2, and the ESPN app. Mavs and Warriors running at 7:30 Eastern, and these games can be seen on NBA TV. Also, Bamba and the Magic against Ayton and the Suns at 9:30, and it'll be the Clippers and Rockets rolling at 11:30 p.m. Eastern, all on NBA TV. And all right here from the Thomas and Mack. Here's Zaire Smith, had his pocket picked. And then Billy got it back. Zaire Smith got it back. And he's diving Cameron Oliver. What a play.
Good job by Demetrius Jackson. Marble, loose ball. Zaire Smith with the nice pass, and Oliver with the nice two-hand finish.
Oliver and McCullough have been terrific. We love the noisy play, and they've given us many of them. And we got an 8-point game. Might have been a travel right there, and Jonah Bolden lets it go out of bounds. That was a tough take for Carrick Felix.
Look at this, the scrambled Marble, first player to the deck. Zaire probably should have gave it up earlier, but didn't give up on the play. Then they got a nice dunk.
And Zaire Smith tried an alley-oop to Cameron Oliver. Ooh, the no-look pass by Troy Brown Jr. And missing the jam there was Kenley because some terrific defense by Philadelphia. Love this end-to-end action. Oh, what a steal by Yusuf Sanan. Diving Kenley for the jam. And it's a 10-point Washington lead. Here's Yusuf Sanan guarding in the backcourt and fouling Demetrius Jackson.
Nice steal and then kick out. 10-point game, 8 minutes left. Wizards fans still they have a 10-point lead, but the Sixers right now are starting to come back.
How about this crowd in here, Smitty, at the Thomas and Mack Center?
Filing in.
Is getting thick in here. Oh, here's another alley-oop. Man, this is an aerial assault, and Jonah Bolden cashes in with a soft layup, and it's an 8-point game, just over 8 minutes to go. Rick Hamill, Steve Smith, Royal Parish at the Thomas and Mack Center on the campus of UNLV. Chiozza.
I didn't think that was a foul.
Yeah, as he's exiting, looks like Carrick Felix is about to exit the game. So his story is so intriguing. A second-round pick out of Arizona State, has his master's degree in communication. Now, while he was in the G League, he fractured his kneecap. It was one of those horrific injuries, as he describes it. He ends up being away from basketball for 3 years. During that time away, he reinvented himself, became a motivational speaker and an app developer, and he has an app called Zing It. So he's doing very well, but now he finds his way back to the NBA. A great story.
He's an app developer?
Yes, he is.
Roe be coming up with some nuggets, boy.
When you say app developer, I think millions and millions of dollars. I think cha-ching, 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 right?
Well, you know what it is. When it's love and basketball, you always got to come back to the game, especially if you're healthy and can do it.
Well, hopefully he's doing very well with that app business. What a shot
about that
by
right there.
Devin Robinson to beat the shot clock.
Robinson, the man of the hour. Hashtag no noise. That's his favorite hashtag on social media.
But we've had tons of noise here today.
Tons of noise, but he's leaving the Sixers fans speechless.
And Jonah Bolden. Oh, I see what you did
See
there.
what I did there.
I see what you did there. The lyrical Roe Parrish.
There it is.
Since you've been going with all these nuggets and knowledge, what's the name of the app?
Oh, the name of the app, I said it. You didn't hear me. It's called Zing It. It's called Zing It.
Zing It.
Yeah, it's called Zing It. So you can use whatever smartphone that you have and you can download it.
Okay.
So look at this shot by Devin Robinson.
He just got that one up. And then Bolden, okay, big fella got Thomas Robinson on the island. You got to come out here, big fella. Can't step back there packed in like a little zone.
He went between the legs, too, to set up that jumper. Chiozza cut off by Bolden. And then it's Bryant down low, and he goes for a swing. Thomas Bryant styling on the rim. He's got 10 points and 12 rebounds. Great save there by Yusuf Sanan. Chiozza with 9 assists in this game, 33 in red. And Thomas Bryant said, "Get off me, Cameron Oliver." We saw that in the first game we had here with Dakari Johnson and Siobhan Thompson, and they slapped 5. Everything's cool for now.
No, they're good. Anytime you slap 5, you know, pretty much good.
Water under the bridge now,
yeah.
Right? Robinson to Chiozza. Under 10 on the shot clock. Big time pick for Bryant. Gets it back to Bryant. And he pushes that ball in for the Wizards. Booker lost the handle, but he was fouled. Yusuf Sanan.
Hey, I'm going to have to take a look at that replay. Smitty, did you see the spin that he put on that ball after the screen and roll? That was amazing. That was some Rucker Park-ish.
Rod Strickland would have been proud.
Rod Strickland is proud watching that right now.
Nice little, that's the little Chris Paul. Chris does that a lot, and Chris Chiozza having a game. He's a dime.
That is dime number 10 for Chiozza. And here's Booker from, should I say it? Yeah, I'll say it. Trae Young range.
No, not yet.
I'm just kidding. Steph, I got you. Steph, I got you. That was just a joke.
Yet.
That was a joke. That was a joke.
And I love Trae Young.
Steph Curry, I got jokes here in Vegas, man. Shout out to Steph Curry. That's the Steph Curry shot.
I will say, Trae Young was one of my favorite interviews during the draft.
Hey, Rick, didn't you say the other day you want to be mentioned in a rap song? Well, Drake's already said Steph Curry with the shot, boy, so we can't necessarily give it to Trae Young just yet. When you get mentioned in the song, then we can give it to him.
Exactly. He hasn't even played an NBA game yet. You know, let's give him some time. Here's Devin Marble. I heard a tweet. Get him to the line for 3. The foul on Yusuf Sanan. And Yusuf Sanan's getting an education in NBA-type ball here, isn't he?
He's got a couple steals, and he's got dunked on one time. And then now following the jump shot shooter at the three-point line, just a no-no. He's young, and that's where you kind of play through your mistakes right now in the Summer League.
3 big free throws for Philly as they try to carve into this 14-point deficit. And the first one will not go. Smitty, in terms of Philadelphia and their goals, is it #1 seed in the East or bust?
No, not bust at all, because you have that Boston Celtic team that could easily be the #1 seed. I think for them is healthy, Joel Embiid, for all teams, but I think for them is they got to be shooting for no lower than 3 in the Eastern Conference. They, to me, is a top 3 team in the Eastern Conference, and not just home court.
With Toronto and Boston, would
Toronto,
those be the other
Washington. Yeah, but I think those 3. But the Milwaukee Bucks is a team that I'm starting to look at with the additions of the guys they're picking up, their fit in the Bud system, and we talk about Coach Budenholzer. That might be a team that has a chance.
How about Indiana?
And I love Indiana. Nate McMillan, I know Dwayne Casey rightfully so won Coach of the Year, but I thought Nate McMillan was right there as the second best coach in the Eastern Conference and in the NBA.
Devin Robinson with the pump fake, and it got Chris McCullough off balance, and McCullough fouled him, and McCullough does not agree with that call by our official. But it's a 12-point Washington lead, 5:45 to go. Sit tight, y'all.
Say goodbye to the one-size-fits-all family unlimited plan. Starting now, everyone gets the plan they want without paying for things they don't want. Mom gets the unlimited she needs, Dad gets the unlimited he needs, the kids get the unlimited they need. It's big news from Verizon.
Wow. All this for us.
Yeah, and every other family in America. I think the Kowalskis are next.
One family, different unlimited plans, starting at $40 per line. Switch now and get $300 off our best phones, all on the network you deserve.
To enjoy Jack Daniel's honey, you don't have to be a whiskey drinker.
You don't have to know we've been doing this for over 150 years.
And you don't need to know that we use real honey from real bees.
You just need a friendly introduction.
The moment you realize you're ready to make dinner, but your oven isn't.
At Lowe's, we have more appliances to choose from, so you'll find the right one at the right price, and we'll deliver it for free. All projects have a starting point. Start with Lowe's.
Lowe's 4th of July savings continue with up to 40% off select appliance special values.
There's a look at Brett Brown, head coach of the Philadelphia 76ers. God bless Brett Brown. He dealt with a lot of L's, Smitty.
He did.
He endured. Like he took that job and said, I'm not going to worry about win-loss percentage. I just got to groom this team, deal with the process, trust the process. Had to work that in at some point in this broadcast. And now, of course, they're winning, Smitty. But just talk about the perseverance that he had to endure and the loyalty the franchise had to have with him to live through all those growing pains.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, so much. When we look at this graphic right here, largest win increase within 3 seasons, been fantastic. But I will say for Brett Brown, throughout the losses, you like the way they play. Sometimes the way you take, for instance, I love the way the Brooklyn Nets played this year. And they played extremely hard. We know they had talent. They went through so many injuries and so many guys. Brett did a nice job. He coached me in San Antonio. And now he has a team right now that has a chance to compete to get to that Eastern Conference Finals, and ultimately in a couple of years, hopefully for them, they can sniff out the NBA championship with the talent they have as of right now.
You got to be happy for the city of Philadelphia. You got Nola winning it all. You got the Eagles winning it all. Philadelphia is back in contention now, and a lot of losses and patience were required, and really a great basketball city. You know, you think back to Moses Malone in that day and Dr. J and obviously Allen Iverson and the roar of the crowd in Philly. No matter, you know, whether it's Phillies baseball, the Eagles, Flyers games, or 76ers games, when that crowd comes to full throat in the arena or the stadium, you can feel that through your TV, man. It's powerful.
Great sports town. I mean, they love their sports. They're a hard-nosed city. Reminds me a lot of Detroit, and they've had some winners. I mean, the Eagles are, like you said, fantastic. Just winners from the college level to the pro level.
They're not as talented as my Falcons, though. There, I said it. Devin Marble, left wing 3 is good for Philadelphia. They're back within 13. If Keanu Neal doesn't drop that interception at the end of the first half, I digress. Let's get back to basketball here. Under 5 minutes to go here in regulation. Chioza had a rolling Devin Robinson. He tried to fit that pass through to Troy Brown Jr. driving on the baseline. Knocked out of bounds. 7 on the shot clock for the Wizards. Wizards and 76ers games, Smitty, in the regular season are going to be thrilling to watch.
They're going to be good. Embiid and Dwight Howard. And obviously, guard player of the Wizards, Bradley Beal and John Wall and Ben Simmons. I'm looking forward to watching Markelle Fultz. Hope he had a fantastic summer. There's Troy Brown Jr.
By Troy Brown Jr. Beating the shot clock, and really a dagger, Smitty, putting Washington up 16 here with 4:12 to go.
Yeah, it was definitely a dagger. And we talk about Markelle Fultz, you know, just a interesting year he had, obviously with the injuries and the shooting. But I thought he came on and played well the last 10 or so games for the Philadelphia 76ers.
But Smitty, what does it say that he was not in the playoff rotation as Devin Robinson misses, and Brett Brown went with TJ McConnell is the first point guard off the bench behind Ben Simmons? What does that say about that situation?
Well, I think for sure it looks like that Brett Brown and those guys felt like they didn't want to throw him into the wolves of the playoffs and take his confidence, and obviously everything was on Markelle Fultz. But I would have played him some few minutes, especially TJ McConnell played well, but I thought Markelle Fultz would have been another guy with some size that they could have played on both ends. But for him is, I hear he's been working extremely hard, hopefully coming off the injury that he'll into this regular season ready to go. He's a great fit for Ben Simmons, another guy who can guard and also can handle the ball.
Physical play down low, the foul on Norvel Pell. He was guarding Thomas Bryant, and there is Brett Brown. Really fun guy to talk to. And Smitty, in terms of, you know, Fultz, and you think that Fultz should have gotten some time in the playoffs. Is that more sort of seasoning for him, or like tactically you thought that that would have maybe been an advantage for Philly in some spots?
For sure. I think just his size and his ability.
Oh, what a pass. Thomas Bryant rocks the rim again.
Big Thomas Bryant. You said it best. He's in fantastic shape, but I thought Markelle Fultz, the way he ended the season, obviously was ready to go.
Here we go again. Troy Brown Jr., did you see how high the ball got over that box? Whoa. If you were wondering why the Wizards took Troy Brown Jr. at 15, he just gave you one reason why.
Yes, indeed. I love what Otto Porter said. It's going to be fun in practice for the Wizards at that small forward position.
Look at how high he gets, Smitty. Smitty, could you rise like this back in the day?
Yeah, I could get that high. I could get that high.
Welcome aboard Adrenaline Air.
In 4 days.
Any big plans for the weekend, that Bill? Oh, you know, the usual. Gotta take the kids to soccer.
Take a break.
Oh, no. I'm far too busy. I have maybes and daddies and blah, blah, blah.
He actually said blah, blah, blah.
I don't say blah, blah, blah.
And go see the monster event that's so good you won't believe your eyes.
I'm about to freak out.
Hotel Transylvania 3, rated PG.
When you're America's Best Value, you don't need a whole lot of hoopla. What you need is a 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty and an IIHS Top Safety Pick Award.
And we're gonna need a whole lot of hamburgers because look at this grill.
Amateur.
During Kia's America's Best Value 4th of July event, get 0% APR for 66 months plus $1,500 summer bonus cash on select models.
YouTube TV, cable-free live TV is here. Try it free.
Back to work in Las Vegas, and a 3-ball by Philly is good. That's Elijah Bryant just into the game, has not played at all, got the rock, Smitty, and made his first shot. Talk about how tough that is to sit the entire game, and with 2:53 to go, he comes out, catches and shoots and makes it.
Knocked that one down and ready to go right off the rip. He worked out for 7 teams. He still didn't get it drafted, but you can tell there's some talent from the youngster.
And some hair. He's got good hair, Smitty. Troy Brown Jr. and Devin Robinson, with 23 and 22 respectively, have 45 of the 87 authored up by Washington, and Brown Jr. looking for more. Here's Korkmaz weaving. Elijah Bryant into McCullough. Pivot move blocked by Thomas Bryant. Does Thomas Bryant want some more? He does. He went for the block again, but fouled him that time.
Of course, I got to chime in real quick. I mean, of course, this game is pretty much out of hand, but when you see competitive or 2 competitors going at it like that at this point, Smitty, I mean, what does that tell you about that particular player?
Well, you know, I like it because they're not playing to score, bro. They're coming out and playing hard, and they're auditioning for their teams, respective teams they're playing for right now, bro. But all 30 teams in the NBA, this is a big-time audition for general managers, coaches, scouts, broadcasters, all of us, to get a chance to see their talent.
Indeed. Speaking of somebody who didn't have to audition a first-round draft pick, he's now sitting on the bench, Zaire Smith. Now, he's one of the latest athletes to sign with Puma. That includes DeAndre Ayton, Melvin Bagley, Michael Porter Jr., but he played a friendly game of Would You Rather with Donovan Mitchell recently. So on the question of would you rather be on the front row or on the mic, he chose to be on the mic. Would you rather be a DJ or in a rap battle? He said a rap battle. And he said the last question, would you rather be posterized or have your ankles broken? He said I would rather be posterized because, you know, at least I'm trying. So, Smitty, I posed the question to you, that last one. Would you rather be posterized or have your ankles broken in a game?
I would say posterized, because either I'm going to foul extremely hard or I'm going to get out of the way.
and you've had knee problems, right? You don't need to be falling down, Smitty.
Yeah, I can't have my ankles hurting.
Nah.
Knees already hurting.
We don't need any more problems. We don't need them.
Kenley dribbles for Washington as they are closing in on their first Summer League victory this year. And there is Zaire Smith. A lot of development still necessary for him. But what a prospect. What an athlete. And Smitty, how about that season he had at Texas Tech a year ago? And then that team in general.
That team in general, and you said it best. Here's the first non-ESPN 100 recruit drafted in the first round after true freshman year. Wasn't highly recruited, so he's still raw. He's still a couple years away. But able to play defensively, athletically right now. Just the entire development of his game will come a little bit later.
Hey, Smitty, now when you were watching Zaire, you were there to witness that 360 alley-oop that he caught. Me personally, I've never seen anything like that in a regulation game. I mean, just describe the oohs and ahs that you heard at the American Airlines Center when he made that play.
Because you thought first roll there was a alley-oop, and then I saw when he caught it, I thought he was just going to come down, but I think his momentum took him into a 360, and it was the opposite way of a 360, and he still had a lot left when he dunked it. That's when my eyes said, wow, this kid is extremely athletic, and then defensively, he was just all over the place, and obviously his offense took very high percentage shots, played the game in such a way you saw he had a good feel, and then I started to learn, hasn't played basketball for a long time, wasn't a high recruit. That's when you knew he has a lot of room to improve.
As Elijah Bryant shoots the air ball right there. A little bit ironic, not to take you off on another tangent, but Bryant is wearing number 23. Of course, that number was worn famously by Kobe Bryant's father, Joe Jellybean Bryant, when he played for the Sixers. So it's interesting to see another Bryant wearing 23 in this game right here. Just a little quick nugget.
So let's give you the Furkan Korkmaz update. Number 30 in white. And he gets the steal right there. He is 0 for 9 today and 0 for 5 from 3, but just had a dazzling setup to Chris McCullough.
He had 40 that first game. That's what I'm going to keep going back to. Struggled a little bit these last 2 outings, but had 40.
So he made 8 threes in his first game here. He has since in the 2 games gone 0 for 12. Just to let you know the ebb and the flow of how it goes out here in Vegas at the Summer League. But the Washington Wizards dribble it out, and that's your final. 87-75, a wire-to-wire victory for the Wizards here over the 76ers. Washington moves to 1-2 in this Vegas Summer League, and the 76ers fall to 0-3. Smitty, what stands out to you from what we saw here today? Is it Bryant? Is it Devin Robinson? Is it Troy Brown Jr.? Is it McCullough? What stands out to you from what we just saw here today?
I got a chance to watch a lot of these young guys. I thought Thomas Bryant is the one that could really help because of the fit with the Washington Wizards. They don't have a lot of bigs. Zhaire Smith, I've been a big fan. He didn't have the numbers, but I think he'll be fine. But this one right here was wire to wire to Washington Wizards. But Philly has a good one in Zhaire Smith, and this one, at least we had a lot of dunks in this one.
We did. Devin Robinson. Here's the Chris McCullough jam. Oh,
that was nice. Nice. That one right there was
the one and done. You gotta love that.
Gotta love that one.
Bolden. Robinson again, getting the knees high. This was a dunk fest, Smitty.
We had a lot of dunks, and I'm glad our producer Eric has shown us all.